The third generation Cadillac Cts-V is the American gun in the German knife fight. You decide what's more attractive, its 640 horsepower supercharged Corvette engine or its sexy good looks. On the other side of the spectrum sits the all-new Lexus GS F. Its naturally aspirated engine is unique in this heavily turbo and supercharged segment. Speaking of unique, check out the GSF sheet metal. Holy polarizing, Batman. What a time we live in when American and Japanese sports sedans are legitimately challenging their German rivals. But it wasn't always this way.
Waking the dead. Yes, please. Yeah, buddy. Going off the range. Give me all you got.
Come on! You know, if this thing was American, it would have a diff setting for burnout. Do it! Was this like my first time? Come on! This is ridiculous. What is the point? Oh, you show off! You suck. This is amazing! Oh.
I'm glad we're both still 12.
Well, I found a place where the Lexus can do a burnout.
Wow.
Oh, that is so pretty.
Man, I had no idea Florida looked like this.
Right? I mean, I heard about the bugs and the humidity
Springtime.
and... oh, that's not pretty.
Yeah, your koi is sick and it's growing tires.
Very lovely shade of putrid orange. Anyway.
We could look at the Cadillac. That's
gorgeous.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. I gotta say, Johnny, only you could come up with a head-to-head with two cars that have 173 horsepower difference between the two of them.
Oh, that's just horsepower. Have you thought about torque? That's, I mean, I can't do math over one digit, but that's like 630 torques to 389 or something.
Yeah, big difference.
Big difference.
Number. So explain yourself, please.
Well, number one, both of these sports sedans start at about $85,000, so they have that in common. Number two, have you thought about the competition, right? The kind of mid-size luxury performance car. You've got your E-Class, you've got your 5 Series, you've got your Audi A6, and currently none of those drive all that well.
True.
These drive incredible no matter what engine's in them, and these are the big dog engines. And then, of course, the third reason is the two of these might literally have the two worst navigation systems on sale today. And without question, the two worst in the premium segment.
Yeah.
So I think
it's a perfect head-to-head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see which is the actual worst navigation system.
And also figure out which is the best driver's car.
Yeah. Okay.
And you have a lizard on your foot.
On my foot. What is it with Florida? What do I
put on some pants?
Come back here. What do I do? You want to eat it?
Little soy sauce. Come on.
Ah!
This is a good road car.
I mean, as he unleashes 640 horsepower down a hill.
It's also a good missile. It's a good road car. A couple gripes right off the bat.
No, that's my job. First, can I have the first gripe, please?
Go.
This friggin' seatbelt. Every time it's like, it's like having your neurotic Jewish grandmother in the car with you. Hey, face, slow down. It's strangling me. Anyway, okay, your gripe, sir.
You can't decouple the steering weight from the mode. So in other words, maybe I want to be in sport mode, and maybe I don't want, to have to curl 35 pounds every time I turn the wheel.
In regular mode, it weights up really naturally.
Yeah.
The other modes feel like you're out of power steering fluid, right? It's just too heavy.
Yeah, unnecessarily so. And I know why they did it. It feels sportier because it's heavier.
Yeah.
But that you don't always have to do that.
That's like cars that ride crappy in sport mode. Like, you don't need to bounce off the road to feel like you're in a sports car.
Right. In fact, staying on the road is very sporty, I would say.
And that's another thing this car does really well is that suspension tuning. So it's got magnetorheological dampers. It rides well even in track mode. I mean, it's a little stiffer, but it's not sort of knock your teeth out stiff.
I don't want to again, restate and state the obvious, but man, this is just a great sedan to drive. We just get into nitpicking with it. Like, okay, it doesn't put the power down as well as it could. This is
well, it has so much, right?
Yeah, but this is a problem shared with the Z06, and I think you're just, when you get to a certain power threshold, you run out of what rear-wheel drive cars are capable of, unless you go to like a Viper ACR solution and have a wing the size of a dining room table bolted to the trunk, which I think would be hot,
cool.
Right? Yeah.
No, the thing is, unlike the Z06, right? So it can't put its power down, but when it steps out, it does so smoothly, predictably. I can't wrap my brain around the fact that this is the same engine from the Z06, because in that car, it sounds, well, we decided best sounding V8 in production today.
Yeah.
And this just sounds like fake in the car, and then raspy outside.
Yeah.
And not in that musical saxophony kind of way that the Z06 did.
Yeah, but look, that's a constant problem when you take a luxury car and turn it into a hot rod, is that you still got the bones of the luxury car sitting there. Adds weight, adds insulation.
Yeah, but even outside. Wow, can I say that any higher? But even outside, yeah, I can.
All right, but listen, but Minnie Mouse, you got to agree that it sounds better outside than inside.
Strangely, my only other complaint about this car is it's one of these superhero cars that does everything so well that every time you look down, you're going
95.
Right. And I know it kind of sounds like an old man here, but there's a certain amount of joy that's missing when you can't really exercise a car on the road without going to jail.
Right? You can't. The other thing I would say, and again, there is a lack of involvement in this car. Dare I say it, not thrilling? It's like, wow, yeah, we're just beating this road to death.
Well, remember the old CTS was just like the most hysterical, involving, amusing. And you know what? I think the real big
why though that one was so good, because it had a thing that you had the stick and it went like.
And if I'm paid in large sums of money, I can not hate an automatic transmission. All right, sum it up in one word. What does this transmission do?
Lag.
Sucks. It just sucks.
They sell 800,000 or whatever trucks in the US a year with this transmission, and they don't need to shift quickly. Yeah. The Cts-V, however, does need to shift very quickly, and it don't. Yeah, and it's annoying, and you're always getting like shift denied. And when if you got this gorgeous, awesome heads-up display, redline 6500, and if you actually pull the shift at 6500, forget about it. You've already bogged.
Well, once you hit the limiter, the transmission's like, I'm offline for the next 3 seconds.
Right.
You just sit there, and it goes. No. Since the CTS has come out, I've said to everyone it's a great car. Same with the ATS. Sure, wonderful car. Don't buy it.
What?
Don't buy it.
Because
Oh yeah. At the end of the day, we can review these cars dynamically, but people have to live with them.
Right. I know.
I would punch that screen so hard, so fast, so many times. It's dangerous. It is. You've said it's dangerous. I've said it's dangerous.
Cadillac, their whole thing now is dare greatly. I'm going to say dare a little less than greatly. Dare for knobs, because what's great about a knob is I can be looking down the road and I can do this and the volume goes up and down, and I can do this and I can tune the radio station. It works. You don't need to reinvent the wheel.
If you're going to reinvent the wheel, make it round at least, please.
The Cts-V ain't the boomerang antenna, crushed velvet, booze cruise Cadillac you took to your junior prom, but this is. Yes, folks, we tracked down an honest-to-goodness 1985 Cadillac Fleetwood Brougham stretched limousine and a new chauffeur. Skeeves, open this sucker up. You got to check out this interior. Crushed velvet as far as the eye can see.
Oh.
Yeah. Look at this. We got an armrest, we got a bar, we got the wood,
we have bacteria, we have viruses.
Well, I wouldn't recommend a black light for anywhere in here.
Oh,
don't touch anything except for the phone. Look at this. Skeeves 2, you can go ahead and punch it.
Oh, hold on, wait, seatbelt.
You don't need a seatbelt, it's a limousine.
You did just pull up to a figure 8 course, you do realize, right? You're at a 40-degree angle.
That's not good.
Is that sky or
ocean? Does the seatbelt work?
No,
because they had different seatbelt technologies back then.
Oh my God. We were talking about luxury in that other car. This is luxurious.
This is very luxurious.
Is that ball joint pop that just happened? Is that a luxury
that
feature?
was like a case of whiskey in the trunk. We're cool. Jesus Christ! Where did we find this guy? Oh, Jesus Christ.
Hey, Skeeves, can you pick up the phone? Sit Sit back in your seat. Get back in your seat. Don't make me come back there.
What the? I mean, not bad for an old bird. Jesus. Oh shit! Oh god!
Yeah, well, you know, listen.
Well, that's
Now, start drinking now.
All right, I think we're good. Nice audition. Don't call us, we'll call you. That was good driving.
That was good. Oh, thank you, sir.
Thanks, Skis too. Man, Lexus they've gone in a different direction.
Backed right into the wall.
All right, we'll start with this one, and it's a little dirty because it's got 936,000 miles on it currently. When this came out, yeah, it looked like the Acura Legend, but like it's just a good-looking car. It looked good then, it looks good now. By the way, 20 years from now, it's gonna look good. 20 years from now, I mean,
20 years from now, that car's not going to look good because it doesn't look good now. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I mean, look, this is nothing fancy, right?
No.
In terms of design, it's really good. It's got good proportions, simple straight lines. It stands the test of time. This has enough styling on it for 6 cars.
Cars, I don't see anything car-like. This looks like when they used to give spiders LSD and they'd watch them weave those crazy webs, and Lexus was like, bam, there's the front. I mean, I just don't even understand what I'm looking at.
Yeah, I mean, if Lexus is trying to say, we used to make this type of vehicle, and we don't make this type of vehicle anymore. We don't do sedate luxury. We do manic torque vectoring rear drive sideways.
Yeah. But my big question is, how does this front end pass a 5-mile-an-hour bumper crash test?
Oh, easy. The government standards are very simple. They have to bash the car into a fixed barrier at 5 miles an hour, and it can't look any uglier than it did before. That's
no,
fine.
this is how it's supposed to look.
Totally fine. Yeah, styling and design are a very personal thing. I don't think it's very pretty.
Yeah, but I mean, the way it goes around the figure 8.
I haven't figure 8'd it yet.
Come on.
No, not yet.
In,
Let's go.
Let's go. Huh? I mean,
yeah.
isn't this good around the figure 8?
It's really good.
Right?
Look at
Isn't it just great?
Try that in that old LS.
Yeah, right? Again, we're very hard about the way this car looks because it's a tsunami of vomit aesthetically, but like it drives brilliantly around this figure 8.
And the thing about the figure 8 is, it is one data point.
Yeah.
But what I love about this test is it's not just steady state cornering. It's how well does the car come out of the corner like that? How well does it transition into the braking zone, into cornering, into steady state, and then back over and over again in both directions. It is the single best dynamic measure of a car's abilities, and this thing nails it.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, I can do this all day.
Look, doing it here in a closed environment is one thing, but I'm really curious how this thing actually drives on the road. Why?
I mean, come on, look at this. Endless drift.
Because they kick us out of here at the end of the day. And roads are free. You can use them whenever you want.
Let's go. That way. Which way am I going? Can you set the nav?
No.
Why not?
You do it.
I'm not touching that thing.
I'm not touching it either.
So they have this stupid joystick thing, right? You go to the main menu to try to pick, between 9 options.
Yeah.
And the total travel of this joystick is less than 1 inch.
This was not developed for the GS F. This was developed for like the ES, which is bought by grandmothers who have the palsy. And like it's no. And look, they've already gotten rid of it too. We're in one of those horrible situations. They put a trackpad,
which is just as bad because you're like a squiggling.
It's like a normal mouse.
I just figured it out. I figured out where the texture in that grill came from. It was the track
Draw a straight line.
But okay, the car. Interestingly enough, the car's a bit kinky, and I say that because it has a BSM light on it. And I always thought it was BDSM, but apparently Lexus has a lack of discipline. But right there, and it's a light that I don't know how to make it go away. There's no button that controls it.
Don't worry about it.
There is, however, a button called ASC, and that is like auto sound conditioning.
Yeah.
And so
talk about a euphemism.
Right. Basically, they should just call it fakey engine noises. But interesting. This is
FEN.
First of all, the fact that you can turn it on and off at will is awesome.
Great.
Right?
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, this is the loudest actual intake in the world. I mean, listen to this thing. Did you ever drive this car and think, I want more, let me hit the button, I want more noise?
Yeah. Because this is a naturally aspirated 5-liter V8. It's a great sound. Yeah, it's a wonderful sound. It is really good.
The biggest surprise of this whole car is that it's so much better than the RCF right off the bat. I mean, that thing,
it's not even comparable.
It bounces all over the place.
That poor thing. That was a Frankenstein of a car, right? The front was off this car, it was off the GS.
Right.
The middle was from the old
out-of-production
convertible, and the rear was from the out-of-production car. I mean, it was just,
that was stupid. That was stupid. This thing rides great, and I think it actually rides better than the Cadillac.
Shockingly, it does. And look, what if Lexus has a core competency, it better ride well.
That's true.
Yeah.
But the steering, it's in terms of accuracy, it's almost as good as the Cadillac, but it's much lighter effort, and it's almost, if that's Aston Martin steering, this is Ferrari steering. You know how it's got that like ball bearing, light effort, but so good.
This is one of those cars, it's like we were talking about with the Tesla, like you can't explain to people actually how quick a Tesla is in a straight line. They just don't believe you. They don't believe you how well this Lexus drives.
It is supple in all the right ways, and the noise. My big issue is gearing. Again, okay, this is an 8-speed automatic. Lexus always gears their 8 speeds as if they were 5. So they hit like 75 miles an hour in second, and then this does 105 miles an hour in third gear. So here I am at 50 miles an hour. I can't really go into second. There's not much left. And I'm going to nail it. Waiting.
Right.
Pulling.
Right.
Pulling. Oh, limiter at 105. They put a torque vectoring diff in this that's not shared with anything else. They could have chosen a ratio that bangs through the gears. Why did they do this? Fuel economy. I'm sorry. If you put a 5-liter V8 in your midsize sedan and you want to bitch about fuel economy, go yourself. I mean, really.
But it does go down the road pretty good. I mean, that was pretty good.
Everyone gets in this car and is like, it's got no torque. This motor's got no torque. This motor makes huge amounts of torque. It's all neutered by long gears. But the way this car puts power down and how stable it is, you think how much more power that Cts-V has, and that Cts-V is an order of magnitude faster than this car on a straight road, and it outbrakes this car, and it outgrips this car, both by a considerable margin.
Sure.
And yet this was only a 1/10 behind on the figure 8. This is a seriously cohesive road car. I mean,
the thing is, as we always do on head-to-head, we know how these cars go down the road. We know how they do on a test track. How do you think they're going to do on a racetrack?
I'm just going to pretend I'm on a racetrack right here. Can I do that?
I mean, this is a good road car. This
is so good.
That tall, skinny dude we hang out with, Randall, he's going to like driving this one better. There he is.
Yes. Do you think he just sits here all week and waits for us? It's really weird.
I think the bigger question is he own real clothes or just wear those funny pajama things?
No, and I think he sleeps with that helmet too. Such a strange dude.
Hey, Randy.
Hey,
how you doing, man?
How are you?
Good to see you.
Hello, friends.
Yeah, good.
So you remember last year on an Ignition episode, we had the Cts-V?
Oh, yeah, I love the car.
So we think we have found a even better driving sedan.
What a color.
Right. Of course, we're here for your professional racetrack opinion.
Great. That's where I live.
He does live here.
It's my happy place.
I'm gonna run.
Let's go.
1, 2, 3, go. Well, sir.
Hello.
That's a very different experience from the Lexus.
Oh, yeah?
It's way more powerful. I mean, like the difference between the size of the United States and the size of Japan.
Oh.
But the Cadillac is more like one piece all the way around the racetrack. It's organic. If I ask for 20% steering, I get 20% turning. The Lexus, I can feel it adjusting itself, and I enjoy it.
That back end, I think it may be that diff.
Yeah, the torque
Turn in
factor,
and then it just does a
The
little...
torque vector, it does. It's just like that. And I like it.
Oh, it's great on the road, and it's like skiing a mogul. You know, you just like kind of
Oh, is
hopping.
it?
Yeah, it's great. And I think that's why actually I like that car better on the road than this one.
Wow, I like this one way better on track because of
better?
that
Yeah.
directness and the power.
Well, here's the thing. We knew it would be quicker, but the Cadillac is almost 3 seconds a lap quicker than the Lexus, which is a
I'm
huge
not
gap.
surprised. Not surprised.
We bounced guts.
I can hear the 14-year-old trolls from here. Ah, you two are fat.
You'll be fat too one day if you live long enough. Anyway.
Yeah, we got to come to a conclusion about this head-to-head. And before we get started, I want to say it's much closer than I think everybody expected.
Yeah, certainly a lot closer than I thought it was going to be.
Because both of us felt that on a winding back road, the orange Lexus over there was the better car to drive.
Yeah, that car was really fun when you were caning it, more so than that. And then on the highway, even though that rode better, that car feels special because it's always in like psycho killer attack mode.
And the problem with the Lexus is if you're not in Sport or Sport Plus, it's kind of asleep, and you forget when you're driving it that you're in this incredibly special performance car. Whereas with one stab of your right foot, you can pass every Prius in Southern California driving that thing.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of Priuses.
It's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun, yeah.
And then we bring it to the track, and the Cadillac wipes the track with the Lexus 2.5 seconds a lap faster.
And we knew that going in, but what surprised me was that Randy said he liked everything about the Cadillac more than the Lexus.
Right.
And let's not forget, can you in good faith say that a car which looks like that wins anything?
Yeah, it could win an ugly car contest. It could also win a contest of 467 horsepower rear-wheel drive V8 powered cars that refuse to do burnouts. And in fact, it has the only infotainment system in the world ever to make Cadillac Q look intuitive because it's that much worse.
Okay, so despite the fact that we both like the GSF quite a bit,
lot.
the winner of this head-to-head is...
The black Cadillac Cts-V. Yep.
Yeah. Dance with me.
Look, we know you don't have time to wait for the next episode of Head to Head. That's why you need to head to MotorTrendOnDemand.com. That's where the latest episode always lives. In the world of the full-size luxury sedan, there's an undisputed champion, the Mercedes-Benz S-Class.
Yeah, but now there's a new challenger. For 2016, BMW has made the all-new 750i, and I think it might just be able to give the S-Class a run for its money.
Maybe, but do you think it's actually better than the Mercedes?
I have no idea.
Looks like we have a head-to-head.
Was that my coffee?
Watch the latest episode of Head to Head right now on Motor Trend On Demand.
Hi, welcome to a behind-the-scenes exclusive on the set of Head to Head. We've been using these cars all day. They're filthy, dusty, dirty, and we can't really shoot them that way. So right now, we got our man Ryan prepping both these vehicles for what we call in the industry a beauty package. So on our sets, a beauty package consists of exterior and interior shots of the vehicles. So let's take a look at what these shots look like.
Why do I have to race Randy Popes? The guy's in the friggin' SCCA Hall of Fame. Why can't I be racing one of those like 14-year-old kids on YouTube who tells me I can't drive?
I'm not 14.
Okay, Johnny, what's the matter? You right?
I don't know. I feel like I saw a ghost.
Slow it down, then. Slow it down. Come on, you're hallucinating. Just
Come on, triple digits, baby!
Oh.